Justin Trudeau, our favorite topic, Justin Trudeau, who we like to talk about an awful lot. Last week we talked about Jagmeet Singh and the potential of him maybe bringing down Parliament. Royce doesn't think he will. I've talked to other people that believe that are on Royce's side. Others think, oh no, it's going to happen right away. Hard to say, but how's Justin taking this? What's he been up to? I heard from you, Royce, that during this time of reflection and the time of intense need for Canada because of the threats of what's happening in the U.S. I'm sure he's at home and diligently working with others to find a pathway to success for Canada.
Well, no, apparently he is skiing. He's in beautiful British Columbia at a great ski hill near Nelson. It's kind of an interesting story. And I don't want to begrudge anyone a holiday, take a holiday, but
Oh,
in
nice.
this case, what we've I know I'm being too nice, but in this case, what people were talking about on social media is the locals and some of the tourists there had noticed that there was a VIP on the hill. They didn't know who it was, but he kept going to the front of the line at the chairlift. He was getting in front of everyone, and it turned out that it was Trudeau. And this is all on social media, so I don't know if it's totally true, but it sure does sound true. And it's just shocking to me to see politicians step on rakes like this. Like, why on earth would you not just wait in line with everyone else? Just be a regular person, for goodness sake. Just wait in line to get on the chairlift. This sort of thing is so alienating. It is something that people really understand as soon as they read it, like, oh, he went to the front of the line. I hate it when people do that. I hate it when people cut in line. Sometimes the political instincts of this guy just really shock me. As sometimes they just seem so bad. I don't get it.
Well, I'm upset about the fact that he would cut to the front of the line. I think that is a mistake on his part. But seriously, we're facing a major tariff, quite possibly a tariff. We're facing, there's problems within his own party. There's, an economic crisis. I mean, Jeff, are you heading to the ski hill during this time?
No, I don't know. I guess he decided to go for a slide in the snow. I mean, his old man got famous for taking a walk in the snow. He decided to go for a slide in it. It's hard to know what is going through the prime minister's mind right now because his political world is crumbling all around him. And when you go skiing and butt into the front of the line, it looks like you look like you're fiddling while Rome burns. The optics of it are so terrible. And as Royce pointed out, I mean, his political instincts just don't seem to be what they should be. For a guy who has been in the political realm his entire life, right? He has spent his entire life in the political realm. And these last years as prime minister, as an MP, and as prime minister, and yet his instinct seems so poor. Um, it's difficult to it's first of all it's difficult to understand why he's still there, why he hasn't stepped down or moved aside or handed the reins off, because this is not something that's just happened since Chrystia Freeland quit. I mean, these polling numbers have been apparent for the last year or so that he was going to get, and his party is going to get pummeled in the next election. I mean, unless something absolutely catastrophic happens for Pierre Poilievre, he's going to be our next prime minister. And yet Justin Trudeau clings to his job and clings to his power. It's inexplicable.
So does he know something that we don't, or is it just that he knows his party's not going to take him out? Because the party's had plenty of opportunity to take him out. They've had many chances to take him out. Every one of them stand behind him. The ones that even that go public say it's time for him to leave. Fine, again, you've come out and said that, but what are you doing about it? That's kind of my take on it. It's like so he does something like this. It's just totally, I think, inappropriate. But people say, "Oh, he deserves a vacation. He deserves." Yeah, but not when you're right. Not when Rome is burning. I mean, we have some major problems. We've got some work to do with the tariff. We have some work to do with the incoming president of the United States. He's got his cabinet in disarray. You got Singh, saying he's going to bring down the government. I saw ads for the first time yesterday on a streaming service. First of all, government spending money on streaming services outside Canada, I have a huge problem with. When they spend money on Facebook, when they spend money on Google, when they spend money on stream, I have a huge problem with that. So I'll get off that. That's going to be another show because that's a big mistake and it hurts media in Canada. But I saw a commercial attacking Pierre Poilievre paid for by the Liberals. So what does that tell us, guys? Royce, you're the expert. Does that mean
Well,
an
there,
election is coming?
well, maybe. I mean, I think one thing that Trudeau has taught us, and his party needs to learn very quickly, is that delay is a tactic, and he has used it very successfully. Before the break, he was under more pressure than he'd ever been in his entire career to step down, and he said, "Well, I'm going to go have a break, and then you'll hear. I'm going to think about all these criticisms, and you'll hear back from me in January." Well, like everyone knows, if you're in a rebellion, if you're trying to take out your leader, don't give him like a month to regroup and to let the momentum decline. That's exactly what's happened. And so it seems to me the Liberal caucus is just not capable of moving against Trudeau for whatever reason. I don't totally understand it. I actually think he's going to be the leader, and I don't know if the election, my money is still on an October election. I don't believe Singh is going to take down the government,
Really?
but I think that Trudeau will be the leader of the Liberal Party in the next election. That's my bet right now.
Jeff, that's a good way to end this segment on the
Yeah.
new year. What do you see when you look into your crystal ball for Trudeau in 2025? Is it going to be another?
I think Justin is. I agree with Royce. I think Justin Trudeau will hang in. I also think that Jagmeet Singh knows that his days as leader of that party are numbered as well. That after the next election, he's gone because his numbers continue to decline every election. And I think he, like Justin Trudeau, is going to hang in as long as he possibly can and extend the pension capabilities of his sitting MPs. Because don't ever think, folks, that that's not a factor
Mhm.
for some of these people. They all want to get there at least 5 years in
Mhm.
because that's when your pension kicks in.
Yep.
And these MPs all want to make sure they get their 5 years in. So there's a lot of them who are highly incentivized to not bring the government down too soon.
Wow. I guess I'm the only one that's going to have the pipe dream that it'll fall sometime in January and we'll have an election called. But I think you both make pretty valid points, and I think we've seen it in history with Trudeau. You both made that point. And we've seen it even in politics here in the province with leaderships that were questionable, and then they go through an election and but then it falls. But they hang on. They make all the promises in the world, and they hang on right to the very end. And maybe that's maybe you're both right that we're going to have to suffer until October. But I tell you something, if we have to wait till October, I see that Canadian dollar dropping to 50 cents. And then you think we have a problem today? Wait till that happens, because that's when we're really going to feel the economic crunch. And if Trudeau stays in power and Trump's president, that Canadian dollar is going to drop like a rock. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. So you guys both think it'll be an October election. I'm going to still be the optimist, and I'm going to hope, and I'm going to every day wish for a spring election, and many of the times I don't get my wishes. So you probably will both be right. But I hope for Canadians' sake that we get an election earlier than later. And I hope that we can weather the storm, because I think if Trudeau stays on until October, it's going to be very stormy waters for the average Canadian, and it's going to hit us all in the pocketbook. Thank you both. I want to wish you both a happy new year, all the best in 2025, and I look forward to having more of these conversations.
Great to be with you.
Great to be here.